I love the delusion of Wolves fans every time they're thinking that they're going to be winning a championship in their lifetime because all I gotta say is two words: no chance. So yeah, I was only watched like the first half, maybe some of the second half of that Thunder Wolves game from last night. And I gotta say, one of the signs that one of the fans had said free throw merchant for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. People are still misinterpreting what free throw merchant means. It's basically, free throw merchant means you're going to the free throw stripe a whole bunch frequently. Not how you're getting all those free throws. Like, come on, Jokic is a bigger free throw merchant than Shai, yet y'all give Shai more shit than Jokic. Nothing against Nikola Jokic at all, but let me just say, Denver was a bunch of idiots for firing Michael Malone. That's why they lost to the second round against the Thunder. Now you see why Timberwolves fans will just never be happy. That's all I got for NBA. Let's get to NFL. Welcome back to Grizzly Talks Football. I'm the Grizz, and we're continuing this mini-series of NFL hot takes. We got NFC North next. If you do want to figure out where the rest of the season 2 is, I'll put it in the link in the description so you can watch every episode so you're all caught up. You also have that playlist for future episodes. Also, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos, and it also helps the channel a lot. Without further ado, let's get to some more hot takes. Kicking these off, we get the Detroit Lions, and all I gotta say is one of the Detroit Lions will win Offensive Player of the Year this upcoming season. You guys remember the Detroit Lions went 15-2 in the regular season with the number 1 seed in the entire NFC. Fortunately for them, they lost their first playoff game against Washington in the divisional round. Dan Campbell was named Coach of the Year, I'm very sure. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but it will come a time whether Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, or Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jameson Williams wins Offensive Player of the Year. It's only a matter of time. Like, I get it. It's a team sport. Like, everybody's doing their job. I expect one person out of that Lions offense to break out and just win Offensive Player of the Year straight up. Because last year it was like Saquon Barkley, when he had that 2,000-yard season. That might not happen again. Up next week, got the Green Bay Packers. And what I have for them is, I don't really talk about rookies for hot takes, but I'm going to say Matthew Golden proves he's a wide receiver 1 with just over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Plus, obviously, Matthew Golden was the very first receiver to be drafted in the first round by Green Bay since 2002. It took 23 years for the Packers to finally draft a receiver in the first round, and they got a pretty good one. On paper, at least. Oh, by the way, y'all, we are 100 days away from the NFL season. Man, it's just exhilarating to find that out. But anyways, Jordan Love is a very above average QB. I wouldn't say he's top 10 just yet. If he can have like Aaron Rodgers kind of season, like an MVP season, when, he doesn't throw very many interceptions, but he throws quite a bit of touchdowns, enough to get him the MVP. And some of those passing yards go to Matthew Golden, along with a couple of the touchdowns, maybe like a fifth of the touchdowns, perhaps. Or maybe a fourth of it, I don't know. In like a fifth of the passing yards, he might go off, and Packers might be a team that you probably don't want to face. We already know their defense is good. Josh Jacobs is great. I think they're set on tight end with Tucker Kraft, but the only problem was the wide receiver spot. They didn't really have a true number 1 wide receiver up till now, which is Matthew Golden, because Jalen Reed's more of a wide receiver 2, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, don't get me started on the injury concerns. That'll be a huge slap in the face to people that picked Mika Ibuka, Tampa Bay, over Matthew Golden. All I gotta say is, watch out for him this year. Up next, we got the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams rose for 4,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns, 4,000-plus yards, should I say. And the Bears win 10 games. Offense looks so much better than it did last year. I mean, receiver core's kind of the same. Running backs are the same. QB's the same. The only thing that really changed was the offensive line. Of course, the main reason the offense didn't get going with Caleb Williams at the start was because of the offensive line, because he had to run for his life to even get a playoff. They definitely worked on that this offseason when they signed like a few offensive linemen, traded for some as well, including my boy Drew Dalman, man. Why, Atlanta? Why'd you have to get rid of him? But anyways, Drew Dalman at the center spot, they improved their interior quite a bunch, especially with Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson on the offensive front. Dude, sorry, this little cloudy, sort of drizzly weather is kind of making me tired, damn. And at the time of recording this video, it's like almost 4 p.m. Eastern, which is very weird. But anyways, moving on to defense, Chicago actually managed to get another Falcon in Grady Jarrett. Ben Johnson is cooking right now as far as free agency goes. Then the Bears went in the draft and selected Colston Loveland with the 10th overall pick, tight end from Michigan. And then he also got Missouri wideout Luther Burden, who I expect to be in the slot in the upcoming future. If Keenan Allen doesn't end up signing with anybody, and DJ Moore was just as good as he was, in Carolina, his best year, maybe Caleb Williams has got a chance to lead the Bears into the postseason again. But even if he leads into the postseason this year, Mitchell Trubisky would still be the guy, the Bears QB, who has had more playoff appearances than Caleb Williams, as far as the Bears QB as a starter. But I'm keeping my eye on Caleb Williams as far as the Bears go. And of course, finally, we have the Minnesota Vikings. Ooh, this is going to be hard. This is going to be a little weird. But I feel that Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones will each have 1,000 total scrimmage yards this upcoming season. Obviously, Aaron Jones is the running back 1 of Minnesota's offense, but Jordan Mason can step in as well and be kind of a receiving back as well. We know the rushing yards will probably be like 600 to 700 for Mason. I would expect him to do some damage on the receiving end as well. We already know Aaron Jones is going to pound the rock. If you don't know where Aaron Jones is from, he's from UTEP Miners. We already know the passing offense could be giving opponents a lot of trouble, especially with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and T.J. Hawkinson, which is going to be nuts. J.J. McCarthy finally perhaps playing in his first season as a starting QB, assuming he doesn't get hurt again. Defense is as underrated as ever, and they're actually underappreciated because they are a pretty damn good defense. Even losing to Neil Hunter was not a huge issue with them. My biggest concern with Minnesota was how were they going to use Jordan Mason now that they have him as the RB2? And to that I say, watch out for the receiving end. Watch out for the check downs, watch out for the swings and wheels. He could get himself involved in a lot of that. That's it for my hot takes for the NFC North, and that'll do it for this episode of Grizzly Talks Football. I know these are sharp, but come on, these are division by division. Anyways, don't forget to give this a big fat thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. Also, make sure you hit the red subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos, and it also helps the channel a lot. This is Grizzly signing off for now, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!